All right, ladies and gentlemen, we are in video 2, part 2 of the Praxis series geography portion. Let's understand Africa. So I started with South America. Why did I go with Africa next? South America is the easiest country to learn. Africa traditionally is the hardest country to learn. So we're going to learn it together. We're going to go through the main countries, the smaller countries. We're going to talk a little bit about uh, regions of Africa, and then we are going to talk also about things like deserts, mountain ranges, and uh, rivers. So let's hop into our quiz, again hosted by Sporkle. So again, we start with the countries we know. So when you begin looking at this, we know Egypt. All right. Oh, I'm not typing in here. We know Egypt. Let's just assume we know 10 countries in Africa. We know Madagascar, this little island, because maybe we know that's where vanilla's from. We know there's South Africa. And let's just say we know of a couple of other countries. Ghana, and we'll throw in Nigeria, though we don't know where it is. It's over here. All right. Oh, that's Nigeria, not Nigeria. So let's throw in Nigeria. Okay. Let's say, from your standpoint, these are the countries we know. Well, I like to break this down. When I learn Africa, I like to go country by country by what they're next to. And so let's start with Egypt. Egypt is next to Libya. That's where Gaddafi is from. So you might see something in there regarding Omar Gaddafi. You think Libya. After that, you have Tunisia. Tunisia might come up in terms of the Arab Spring, where you have overthrowing of some of these Middle East African dictators. Then to our left, we have Algeria. Algeria doesn't come up except for it's the largest country in Africa. It's also a large portion of the Sahara Desert, which is right in here. Okay, that's the Sahara Desert. Over here, we have Morocco. So that takes care of what is largely North Africa. We're going to throw in some of these other countries, Mali and Mauritius. Oh, Mauritius is over here. Mauritania. I always mess them up. Mauritania. I spelled that wrong. That's one thing I like about this Sporkle function is it allows you to work on it. All right, we have Mauritania, and that's pretty good over here. We have some countries that I want to fill in. So over here we have Senegal. And then inside of Senegal we have Gambia. The Gambia. And that's where a lot of our slaves in the United States and South America came out of the Gambia, and then Western Africa is over here. So we have the Ivory Coast, Côte d'Ivoire. We have Liberia. We have Guinea, Guinea-Bissau. And then I am forgetting a country. Oh well. What do we have over here? Well, we have Ghana in there. So right next to Ghana, we have Togo and then Benin. Then we're going to work down what is called sub-Saharan Africa. So we'll start with this little country right here, which is Cameroon. Then we have this small little country called Equatorial Guinea. And I spelled equatorial wrong. And then we go into Gabon. Ooh, I'm forgetting this country. Over here we've got Angola. Let's go south from Egypt. We've got Sudan, which broke into South Sudan as well. Over here we have Chad. And then we have what's called the Democratic Republic of the Congo. And then what we also have is the Congo. We have the Central African Republic. That's what I was thinking. Okay, let's go over here. We're running short on time. That's okay. We want to learn to deal with the timer as we go through this. So over here, we have this small country called Djibouti. And then we have Eritrea. Over here, you don't see much of these on the elementary praxis. Now, on the social studies secondary praxis, you might see these come up. Somalia comes up sometimes in terms of the pirates. And then we have Ethiopia. South of Ethiopia, you have Kenya, and Kenya does come up. After that, you have Botswana. Oh, that's down here. Ooh. We've got Mozambique. And then down here in southern Africa, we have also Zimbabwe. Zaire's not a country anymore. What else do we have? We have Namibia. So let's finish off. Oh, did we already get Namibia? We have Namibia. So what are we missing? Well, we have in here Rwanda and Burundi. Rwanda might come up in terms of the 1990s Rwanda genocide, and Burundi won't come up anymore. Tanzania, we're forgetting Tanzania. This little country right here is called Malawi, and it's probably one of the poorest countries in the world. So that's not too bad. I've got 43 out of 54. There are some countries over here. Sakis. You don't really see these countries come. Now, Mauritius is home to the deceased dodo bird. That's where the dodo bird lived. Over here we have Cape Verde. Little country over here. Over here, this little country, it's called Sao Tome and Principe. Okay. What are we missing? Well, key rivers are the Nile that runs through Egypt, and interestingly enough, it runs south to north, so it's going to drain in the Mediterranean. So northern Nile, southern Nile, but it goes this way. We have the Atlas Mountains, which run right here. Now, these have come up in the Praxis. It'll often show some sort of mountain range and say, you know, which of these is the Andes Mountains, and they'll put here and here, or which of these is the Atlas Mountains, because they want to trick you, Atlas and Andes. You know, I'm not thinking of what these other countries are. Well, let's go ahead and give up and see what I missed, and see if there's anything we need to remember. Sierra Leone, not going to come up. Burkina Faso, not going to come up. Republic of the Congo, not going to come up. Uganda might come up. They had a genocide there in, I think, the 70s. Comoros, you're not going to come up with. Zambia was here. Lesotho and Swaziland, they're not going to come up in the elementary ed praxis. You might have some questions about AIDS or something, and then those countries might apply. But we have Southern Africa, Sub-Saharan Africa, North Africa, and then what we call West Africa. So when you think Ebola, this is West Africa. So this is Africa. We've got the Sahara Desert. Um, we've got the Nile River, the Atlas Mountains. Kilimanjaro, which I believe is in Kenya, is another big mountain that'll come up from time to time. But that is pretty much all you need to know about African geography. We do have the Red Sea right here, the Arabian Sea, which is technically part of the Indian Ocean. So we have the Indian Ocean, the Atlantic Ocean bordering Africa, and the Mediterranean Sea. All right, let's go on to part 3, North America.